Welcome back to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Menti. New Jersey is only the second state to have an official state microbe, and the man that made it happen is Dr. John Warhol, president of the Warhol Institute. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thrilled to be here.
What is the official state microbe?
The official state microbe is Streptomyces griseus.
And what is that?
Okay, Streptomyces griseus, I'm so happy you asked. Streptomyces griseus is a soil bacteria that was discovered in New Jersey, in New Brunswick, in 1943 by Albert Schatz. Schatz was working in the laboratory of Dr. Selman Waxman. They were looking for antibiotic compounds to come out of the ground. Streptomyces griseus made streptomycin, which is the first American antibiotic. It's the first antibiotic to kill tuberculosis, the first broad spectrum antibiotic, and the first antibiotic to kill more than penicillin could do.
Why was this important to you?
Getting a state microbe?
Yeah.
It gives me the opportunity to go out and talk about bacteria and microbes and science to people. It enables us to communicate basic science, to talk about bacteria, to let people know that there's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria. And also it enables us to recognize all the great science that has come through New Jersey.
What is it about microbes and bacterium that you believe is being missed?
Everything. It's a sensitive topic for me because when people talk about STEM and science, technology, education, and math, STEM basically stands for science teaching except for microbiology. As far as I could tell, there is no mention of microbes anywhere in the STEM curriculum. So kids can go through school from K to 12 and never actually learn that there's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria, that bacteria cover you, they're inside you, they do wonderful things, that all life on Earth starts with bacteria and all life on Earth ends with bacteria. And it's getting that message out that's really important to me.
So you think it's a huge hole in our education system?
Huge, yes.
And so what have we missed then? I mean, it hasn't been taught and we seem to be doing pretty well. What are we missing?
Missing the joy and wonder. To become a microbiologist, at least in the university system now, you have to take a lot of courses before you get there. You need general bio, general chem, calc, physics, a bunch of stuff. You have to do 2 years before you get to the aha moments to learn what I just said, that without microbes, there's no life. You have to wait till a long time to learn that, let's say, plague that killed off half of Europe in the 13th century. You have to go through a lot of work to get there. Plague was cool. It killed half the population, but it made possible the Renaissance because it freed up social structures and created social mobility.
It sounds like you're not done. It sounds like you have a crusade that just started with getting the state microbe.
I have a crusade, yeah. And it's funny you should mention that because one of the slideshows that I give to people, and it's like when you talk about like the Blues Brothers, the movie, and it said in the beginning, we're on a mission from God. One of my slides in one of the presentations says, yeah, I'm on a mission from God. I want people to go out there and understand this stuff and to say, wow, that's really cool. To take the kid in the front row of class and say, that's really cool, tell me more, tell me more. That's what I want to get out of all this.
Yeah, and I was talking to you in the other room. You just came from a school where you were talking about microbes.
Right, I just came from Indian Hill School this morning, and they have a career day every year. And I go there by invitation because my children are older and they don't actually go to Indian Hill School, but they brought me in because they like me to talk. And that's what I did. And it's literally, you take the kids or students or even teachers and they walk into the classroom and they're like, oh, I don't care about science. And then by the end, when you start telling them all these weird little facts, they're like, wow, that's really cool. And especially when you start showing them electron micrographs and pictures of the bacterium, like, they're cool. They have a lot of things going for them.
Let's move this forward. Let's extrapolate what you're talking about, because it started with us talking about the state microbe, and then you were talking about having it taught in schools and what's missing, and that there's all these cool facts. It's much more than that, though, isn't it? Because if we were to start teaching about microbes in elementary school and in high school, we could find the person that create the next cure for something.
Oh, heck yeah.
We could find the person that is going to help make our lives better.
Right.
And as it is, they're not starting on that mission until they get to university.
Yeah, it's a long haul out. And to get people enthused, it doesn't take all that much time. It's like I could teach microbiology enough microbiology to get people oriented and to say, wow, that's cool, I want to study that, in about an hour or 2 hours. But what happens is it's just not part of the curriculum, either because the teachers aren't comfortable teaching it or because they're afraid of having bacteria in the classroom. That's probably it. They're afraid of litigation, which is silly. Because you
But you don't have to have bacteria in the classroom to learn about bacteria until a certain age, right. I would think. You have a book about this, right?
I do. The book is called Dr. Warhol's Periodic Table of Microbes, The Small Guide to Small Things.
And you want the periodic table of microbes taught in schools?
Any kind of microbiology taught in school. But basically, to get the periodic table of microbes, I took the periodic table of elements, right? I shook it really hard.
It's on your tie, right?
It's on my tie, yes. I got rid of all the chemical elements, and I repopulated it with bacteria whose symbols approximate the chemical symbols. And I did that, and it worked this morning. I said, kids, do you know what the periodic table of elements is? And they said, yeah, and they all raised their hands. I said, okay, you've all seen that. The next step is to move from what you know to what you don't know. And I'm going to start talking to you about things you don't know. Now go pick a chemical symbol, and I will tell you the bacteria that goes with it. And they just started picking, and it was great. We had a half hour of discussion like that.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for educating us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Dr. John Warhol, president of the Warhol Institute. Jersey Matters continues right after this. Still to come on Jersey Matters, if you're a runner, you know about the Spring Lake 5, but did you ever see it like this? That's next on Jersey Matters.